Well, today we're going to watch the cat attacking things on her chair. She's got a whisker. Bless her. She's eating her own whiskers. I wouldn't do that, cat. Never mind. Anyway, so today we're going to be looking at painting a little Xena figure. And this is a figure made by a company I believe called Genesis with a J. It's a unlicensed figure. There you can see it's little Xena warrior princess. So I've got quite a history with the Xena Miniatures. So as some of you may or may not know, I used to run a company that made little metal miniatures back in the dawn of time. IMAR models. I don't have many left. I still have all the molds there. So this was the Jason and the Argonauts, which was the first figure I did. Surprisingly good seller he was. And they were just simple kits, 1/32 scale. And I did do a whole range of Xena. If I can find some photos, I'll put them on here. But I did a Xena figure that was probably my best seller. I thought I had one still, but I don't. So I might get the molds out and make one and do a video painting one. Let me know if you want to see that. The only one I have still left was Ares. He's absolutely battered. He's missing paint. Found him in a drawer. So yeah, I did a whole range of Xena on Argo, Ares, Callisto. That was a good seller. Gabrielle. I'll see if I can find some photos of them. But today we're looking at this one. So we're going from beginning to end. So this is just I got this off eBay. It was like about £3. I don't think they make them anymore. These are right from the beginning of Xena fandom, which my kits were as well. I think I did my Xena kit in the year 2000. And again, yeah, it's quite a history with. I used to go to all the conventions. Met my wife through a Hercules and Xena chat room / bulletin board, if anyone remembers them. So yeah, so it's been good to me. I've not watched the show in ages. What I have seen of it recently, some of it's not aged well, but I'm still a big fan of Lucy Lawless. She's had a really good acting career. So what we're going to do is this one. So first off, I'm going to undercoat it in Rattle Can Primer Grey, and we'll nip outside to do that. Yes? You want to see Xena? Mag is my little warrior princess. She's very good at attacking toes, isn't you? Do you notice she's on the better chair? Next to the computer, I'm on like a stool. But you gotta treat your cats. Anyway, so we'll undercoat this and then we'll paint it from beginning to end. Hopefully it'll be enjoyable. So we've decamped to the Great Outdoors. So for single figures and just undercoating, I generally don't bother getting the airbrush out. I just use Poundland spray paint. This is just a grey primer designed for cars. So shake that up. And then we're just gonna swap hands because I'm right-handed. And all we're going to do is spray that and let that go off, and then we can paint. Okay, so you can see Xena's fully undercoated. So what we're going to do is paint all the fleshy parts. I'm just using my normal Reichland flesh shade. Cadian flesh tones. Sorry, Reichland is the shade. Cadian flesh tones mixed with a little bit of Vallejo light flesh. I need to mix some more, but actually I've got very little left. It should be enough. So we're going to find a brush. And you can be a bit rough and ready at this stage because you're going to paint other stuff. So we're going to do that all over, a couple of coats, then come back, do some shading. Okay, so that's all dry. So we're going to run some Reichland Flesh Shade into the skin parts just to bring out some detail. There we go, I'm going to let that dry. Okay, so the shading is drying, so what we're going to do is block in some of the leather work, and for that I'm just going to use marine oxide. And we're just going to do all of the leather work just as a base colour, and then we can go and add to it. So I'm going to do that all over, and then we can come back. Okay, so we're going to carry on painting, but I'm slightly inconvenienced a tiny bit because I've got a camera up, so I can't sit very close to the board, but we'll give it a go. So what we're going to do next, see, we've undercoated all the leather work. So next we're going to paint the hair, the chakram and the sword all in black. The hair obviously is black, but the sword and the chakram, because we're going to do it silver and gold, black is the best base for that. So what I'm going to do is find my black paint, Abaddon black, and then all we're doing is just coating over it all. I'm going to do that off camera because it's very difficult to do it where I'm sat, but I'll come back and then we can start adding some details like the eyes and some of the metallic works and doing a bit of dry brushing. Okay, so Kat's got on her chair so I can paint again. So we've blocked in the hair. We're going to do the eyeballs now, which is always on this scale horribly tricky. I'm just going to use some ceramite white just to do that. Let's just move some of my paints. I never put my paints away while I'm painting, which makes it very difficult space-wise. Right, let's have a look. Ooh, this is going to be fun. There we go. You won't see much of them because I put the eyeballs in and then a black line on it. So I think the next thing we're going to do is do the gold work, and for that I'm going to use my nice bronze, which is Retributor Armour. Retributor Armour. It's quite a nice metallic colour. Let's get a good old mix. I'm going to use this for the body armour. The chakram, I'm going to use a different, I've got a brighter gold that I can use. And all we're going to do is, so she's got, and we're going to add some shade to this, so bits on her shoulder. There you go, so you just bring it out. Let me see it, let it focus. You can see on that one, so I'm going to do that all over, and then I'm going to paint her sword hilt and parts of the chakram. Like I say, I've got a nicer, a brighter gold, which I'll grab out and do that with. Then we can come back. So I've picked out some of the gold. So then I'm just picking out the silver bits. So the sword, and then also the chakram, which is sort of silver on the outside, gold on the middle. So that's the cat meow. She's told me she's turned over. So I'm going to pick it, actually I'm going to do it the top half all in silver and then pick out the gold parts. So I'm going to do the rest of that. I'm going to tidy up that because one of the studs on her armour went a bit strange. So what I'm going to do is paint the eyeballs. Just going to do blue eyes. And for that I just use 8-lock blue, or lock blue, however you want to say it. There we go. He's looking slightly sideways. And then I'm going to do a black line over that. So what I'm going to do is do the gold on the chakram, black line, tidy it up. We'll come back to a little bit of dry brushing, and I think it should be about ready. We'll also paint the base. Okay, so I'm going to do some dry brushing on the figure. Just about see it. I'm going to have to adjust the focus on this, I think. I think it's on autofocus and it doesn't like it. Let's see. So if I put them about there, let's see if we can adjust it. There we go. So I'm going to do a bit of dry brushing on the figure and a little bit tidying up on the base, and I think she'll be done. So dry brushing is literally just getting a brush, putting some paint on it, drying it off so the brush is pretty much dry, hence dry brushing. And then you scrape a bit of paint on a brush, wipe it off with some paper towel until there's almost nothing left. And if you did it on your finger, see that's too much. You don't want to see it really. That's better. So all we're going to do is gently, light as can be, bring out some of the detail with it. And all you're doing is going over the edges of the bits. You see, especially on the skirt, how that brings out the detail. You don't want to be too heavy-handed. You can always add more. It's very hard to take some away. I think that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is finish the base. So I just grade it, and I'm just going to put some wash in the paving cracks, probably do a coat of varnish all over just to bring it all together, and then we'll come back and see her when she's totally finished. Okay, so I've just fed some little ice cream to my cat. She's got all over her head, so I've got sticky fingers. But we finished Xena, so I think she's come out pretty good. Nice quick little easy one to paint. You can see she's come out. The eyes come out quite good in the end. It's autofocus, don't want to focus, but yeah, she's really good. If you want to see more Xena figures, like I say, I can try and cast up my old, slightly larger 1/32 scale figures and do painting on them. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see. Or if you've got any Xena figures, or if you know of any that are available, let me know. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again next time. Please like and subscribe if you can. It helps the channel, and thanks a lot. Bye.